Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mishra and I do videos about budgeting and personal finance and some lifestyle content. And welcome. So I'm sure everyone's been saying it, like we're already halfway through the year. It's July. This is our July reset, or it'll be July in a couple of days. So we're just gonna kind of recap how June went, and then we'll kind of just go into our July goals and July budget. So if any of that interests you, stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. First of all, so when it comes to June goals, so in June I decided I wasn't gonna set any goals, kind of just go with the flow. We had a trip to New York that we took, so I didn't really want to set anything concrete. And I mean, you can kind of tell that's kind of how June went. So overall, I think like I felt a little bit more comfortable, not comfortable, but like with money. So we weren't so kind of like dollar track this, track that with our money. So I did feel a little more freedom with spending our money for the month of June. But so we didn't have any concrete goals, just basically the same old regular stuff that we wanted to maintain. So when it comes to our June budget, a couple of items like to highlight. So we did go to New York. So my stepdaughter graduated from school in New Jersey, but we stayed with friends in New York. And so because we didn't necessarily have to pay for accommodation, so that was free. It was just mostly our car rental to drive from Toronto down to New York. And so I would say like our trip basically cost us about $1,000. So that's definitely something that's a little bit different from our budget. I had been taking some money from beforehand and putting it on our credit card so that we could use the credit card to pay for the car rental. And so that was that. And so our next item that was notable was our groceries. So in the month of June, so I just went on my Mint app, and that's how I track my expenses, because I honestly don't really have time to be going back into my bank account. So it's just linked to my bank account and then it populates, and sometimes I might have to change the descriptions of the transactions, but that's what I do. So for groceries, we spent a whopping $1,000. And so we definitely have to work on that area. And I think it was just basically like us going back and forth to the store instead of just like planning one time for like everything. So not just like dinners or like lunches for the kids, but also like work lunches for like the adults, right? So that is kind of like an area we would definitely have to tighten up on. And then the other item in June that was notable was our car. So we did end up having to pay $500 actually it was $480 in repairs for our car. So so it was kind of an expensive month, but that's okay. We just know that we have to kind of tighten up on some things for July. With that said, we can hop into some of our goals for July. So under personal, one of the goals that I have is to get back into reading. So over the course of the year, I started reading and I was pretty good reading like 3-4 books a month. Then it kind of dropped down to 2. And June was actually a pretty busy month. And so I did not even complete one book. I barely even started any books. So I want to kind of get back into reading. I don't have a limit, so I'm not going to say I want to read 1 book or 2 books or 3 books. I just want to be able to kind of pick up a book and get back into reading. And so the second item under personal is I want to prioritize health and wellness. So in the past, my goal was to maintain, but now I want to prioritize health and wellness. And so I do have a video that will be coming out after this one next week. So if you are interested in some of my health, or if you're interested in my health journey and some of the issues that I'm currently going through and what I want to do to kind of move forward, stay tuned for that. Subscribe, turn on your notification bell. So definitely I want to prioritize health and wellness in the month of July. And then the last thing is work-life balance, which I feel like I have been doing pretty good with this. And so I just want to definitely continue this because I think it's definitely crucial to my health, my well-being. So the next is social media. And so I just want to continue posting once per week, which I've been overall pretty good with doing this. But in the month of June's kind of a little bit of a write-off. So in the month of June, I did not do this. I think I missed an upload when I went to New York. And then I think I might not even have uploaded the week after that because there was so much stuff going on that I just couldn't do it. So that's basically that. And that's just basically actually no, I was gonna say that's my only social media goal, but I do realize that I do want to add one more. So I think I'm at like 293 subscribers. So I would love to get to 300 subscribers in the month of July. So if you're watching this, hit that subscribe button. So yeah, so that would just be, I guess, 7 additional subscribers. And then in the section for financial, continue contributing to my kids' registered education savings plan. And that's automatic contribution, so that should just be attainable. And then other than that, it goes back to the whole $1,000 on groceries. So I want to spend less time eating out, but also I really, really, really want to work on meal planning. And I think like when I meal plan, I generally focus on dinners, but I would also like to focus on lunches, especially for my husband at work, because I find like that's an area where it's like, oh, I have nothing for lunch, we got to go buy something, right? Instead of kind of trying to plan for the week ahead. And then now kids are home from school, so that's going to be a whole other situation when it comes to lunches. But actually in the month of July, my kids are still going to be in a school summer camp, so they will be eating lunch there. So that will eliminate some of the boredom eating and whatever else it is that kids do that causes them to eat a lot. Yeah, and so those are basically my goals for July. I didn't really set goals for June, so this is kind of easing my way back into the goals, just kind of prioritizing health and getting back into things that I might have fallen off on in the month of June. And I wanted just to say one frugal thing that I did this month. I did my own nails, and so definitely don't look at them up close, but it was my first time, so I'm pretty proud of myself. Just thought I'd save some money because at first I wanted to try and get my nails done during the summer because that's what I normally would do, but I was like, you know what? I have a $50 Amazon gift card. Why don't I just treat myself? And so I just bought a DIY kit and I did it myself at home, and it wasn't too hard. This is the July budget. So I already went ahead and put in our income for the month. So this is a little bit lower than our income from the previous month because June had 3 paychecks. But yeah, so that's okay. So our income about for the month of July, our 9 to 5, will be $6,591. And then so for our Canada Child Benefit, so this is money that we get for the government every month for our children, and you normally get it when your kids are under the age of 18, and it depends on your income from the previous year. So this year, ours will be increasing a little bit, and then after that, it will probably just decrease because now that my husband has a full-time permanent job, our overall salary has increased. So this amount, instead of $592, will be closer to $840. And then I think in October or November, it will go down maybe like $100 because there's like from 0 to 5 years old, your child gets a certain rate, I guess. And then once they turn 6, it goes down a little bit. So from 6 to 18, it's a lesser rate. And so for bookkeeping for the month of July, I expect to bring in $1,200. And this is pretty, like, this generally will happen. Like, it's not a variable thing. For financial services, I do have something on the go, but I'm not really sure how it will go or if I'll get the money in the month of July. So I rather just kind of leave that out of my budget. I prefer for my financial services business, because I'm not necessarily consistent in it, I prefer for it to, I prefer not really to put it in my budget until I actually know that the money is going to be there. And on top of that, I would like to have that money just kind of put aside and not touched in my monthly budget. So that's what I'm really trying to do. Ideally, there would be a time where even the bookkeeping part of my, once my debt is paid down, my bookkeeping, even that would not be included in my regular budget. So the total income for the month will be $8,631. Hopefully it ends up being even more. So now if we go down to our bills, so our bills are pretty standard. I did notice that my WYSE, so it's one of our utility bills, was a little bit higher, so I'm going to budget $60 for that. Our OPUC, which is another utility, I normally budget $250, but I found that now that the weather is better outside, it's gone down. So I believe this will be around $160. So that's pretty good. That's a significant difference. Parking, $80. Our rent is the same. Bell. So I did cancel some of our subscriptions that we had because we used to pay $113. And then after our first year happened, it went back up to $191. So now I'm expecting it to be $162. So it's gone down about $30. And then I may plan on canceling our TV portion completely, and then it will go down a little bit more. So subscriptions, I have QuickBooks and Disney Plus and Netflix and Dropbox storage, and all of these things come off of my American Express. So I budget $175 for that. And then State Farm, so that is our car insurance. So it's $220. And we do have a little bit of actually life insurance in there because when we initially set it up, we got discounts for having multi-product and multi-line. So that's that. Okay, so TELUS. So as I said, we did take a trip to New York. And while we were out there, we did put on the extra data or whatever. So our bill for the month of July is actually going to be $406. So it's a little bit higher than it normally would be. And my daughter, well, basically someone stole her phone. So we have to, and I say have to, but I guess if we don't want to, we don't have to, get her a new phone. So the phone that she originally had was an old phone of mine. So we never bought her a phone to begin with. So I don't really have a problem buying her a new phone, but I am waiting a little bit. So ideally, I don't want it to really come until maybe like my September cycle. So we'll have to see how that goes because she's not in school during the summer, or she's taking summer school, but like she's not necessarily in school. Like she doesn't necessarily need a phone. She's going to spend a lot of time at home. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I'm going to try and delay that as much as possible because what I have is like, so what will end up happening basically is I have like a monthly amount that I pay for my phone. So it's $5. I have an iPhone 13. At the end of my contract time, so in November, when I can either choose to keep my phone and pay $390 or take my phone back, bring my phone back, and then I'll get a new phone, and then I will still have to pay like a monthly amount or something like that. But because a brand new phone in itself costs more than $390, I might as well just give her my old phone, pay the $390, and then just get a new phone for myself. So that's basically what we're going to end up doing, but we're just trying to delay that as much as possible. And then 407 Express, I have a 407 bill that I have to pay down, so that's $255. Now, if we go over to our debt, so starting in the month of July, I believe I will be restarting paying for my car payment. And so it's not an official car payment, it's just money that I owe to someone for a car. But it's not like to the bank or anything like that, like a financial institution. I just have to finish paying down the rest of this car. And then for credit cards, my minimum payment on my card is $175. And then for my American Express, the minimum payment is $20. It's actually like $14 or something like that, but I just put it at $20. And then we have two consolidation loans for $73 and $740. And then this most recent loan of $290. So that is that. And then for investments, $75 is what we pay for our child's RASP. And then this actually is $191. But this will also change in August because I get a little bit of a salary increase in August. Can't wait for that. Okay, so now we come up to our variable expenses. So this is where we can kind of change things. So just at first glance, we no longer have this trip, so we can delete that from there. And now we still have like negative $136 here. So what I am going to do, so I'm not really concerned about it because I do have this like buffer of $200 in the budget. But ideally, I would like to kind of decrease this grocery amount if we can really just plan out what we're doing. So what I am going to do actually is I'm just going to put dining out at 0, even though I know we probably will eat out once or twice. That can come from this miscellaneous amount here. And then now this is just $36 in the negative, which, you know, I'm actually okay with that. Like if I really wanted to zero it out, I could just make this, what's 200 minus 36? 164. Yes. Okay, so I'll do that. That's fine. Just to zero it out, but that negative number wasn't really a problem. So yeah, other than that, $200 to our emergency fund. So every month there's an amount from my paycheck that gets put into a certain account, and then that same amount or amount from my husband's paychecks that get put into that account. And so we're trying to kind of build up our emergency fund. Although if like in the month we did need extra money for something, I wouldn't kind of just like keep that money there if we needed it for something important. But yeah, so the goal really is to try and build up our emergency fund, at least at first, just to get like 1 month of expenses. And then later we can do like the 3 to 6 months. That is basically our zero-based budget for the month of July. Nothing too crazy going on. It is summertime. I'm hoping that we will get to do something with the kids, but it just kind of sucks. Like, I wish that I had a teacher's schedule, but I definitely would never want to be a teacher personally, because yeah, it's just not my calling. But yeah, I wish I did have more time off in the summer to spend with my kids and so that we could do stuff. But in July, they are still going to be in a summer camp, a school summer camp. So August, if anything, is when we'll try and do something like more with them. Maybe we'll do like an overnight trip or something like that. But thank you for watching my video. And if you enjoy it, please subscribe, please share, please like this video. I would love you to join the family. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.